So we're back for the second half. Did miss the kickoff from the Longhorns to the Jags. And the ball went out of bounds on a squib kick. But then it looked like it stayed in bounds, so Jakari then jumped on it and recovered it. But perhaps they're saying because Jakari went out of bounds and was the first guy back in to touch the ball, that would be an infraction. But I'm not sure that would be a change of possession. That should just be a penalty marked off. And I guess that is what's happening. But it sounded the way the Longhorns cheering like they were going to get the ball. So it'll be first down at the 10-yard line. And so they just march some yards off for... So both teams have their defense on the field right now. The Jags should have the ball. And so referee's penalty confused us as well. Referee's getting them started, but the play clock has started, so they're going to have to scramble and get this play in. Seconds to snap. Jakari, quarterback. Dylan goes to the other side. Handoff, Preston gives to Washington, and he's off to the races. And Jakari's going. Number 3's going to try to catch him, but isn't going to be able to. And Washington says, you can forget about it and kiss this one goodnight. But there's flags on the play. This one will likely come back. It's a hold on the offense. And Jakari's got to do it all over again. So they'll mark 10 yards off, and this ball's going to be spotted on the 1-inch line. Well, now he's coming back. So it was a spot foul, so 10 yards from where the hold occurred, puts the ball on about the 2-yard line. Awfully unlucky. Jakari's going to have to catch his breath before he takes another 80-yard run. And he throws it at the referee to let him know how he feels about it. I don't blame him. Just kidding. But Washington stays in as the deep man. Preston, the quarterback, checks on Jakari. Snap, hands to him again, left side, but this time he's wrapped up. And he climbs forward for a couple. Still the pile's moving. And still it goes until finally his forward progress gets him out near the 10-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage. So he's got speed and power there on display. And now he'll come and find some H2O and recover a bit. Malik will be his replacement. He'll bring the play in. Preston, quarterback in the offense this series, who's done a really good job all season long as he's been in there. Jags fortunate to have 2 guys at signal caller. Number 9 hands to 13 Malik. 16 meets him in the backfield, throws him to the turf, and drops him for a yard. Number 30, Ball, checking into the ball game. He plays that running back spot. Give Malik a breather. And they keep their running backs fresh. 3rd down and 16 to go. So the Jags could use some progress here. Guerrero, the far side wingback in the offense. Good snap. Handoff to Callum. Callum's going to reverse his field. Lower his shoulder, but meets number 3 and 5 as he gets across the 10. So pickup's only about a yard or 2. And we got a long 4th down coming up for the Jags. Preston comes over to get the play from Salazar. And Jakari will come in for Ball.
Big punt?
I've never seen him do it.
You should do it this time.
I've never seen anybody do it.
Get the ball right there, man.
Jakari, the ball carrier. And we've got movement early. Which way are they going to call it? They're going to call it on the offense. Have to run the tape back to see if the defense moved and made the offense move, which was a late rule change a couple years ago, at least at the NFL level. Not sure what they do at the junior 6-man level. Sometimes the offense moves first and the defense comes across because they see it. So it's obviously subjective when it's that close. 4th down and about 17 now. Jakari gets around the left side and he's got company, but he's able to get away. 3 right there and finds him. And it looks like it's going to be enough for the Longhorns to get the ball back inside the 10-yard line. And so that Jag defense is going to have to be awful stiff early in the second half. And Jakari gotten past number 3, and it likely would have been lights out, but number 3 showing he can tackle on the defensive side as well as run the ball on the offensive side, and he is the running back. Quarterback's under center, and he opens up to his right. Love was in there in a hurry, but 3 is tackled, slung down by Dylan. Callum got a little hand on him as well, but he's productive for a couple yards. It's 2nd and goal from about the 2 or 3 yard line. Quarterback under center, so look for the dive play again. And it is. And Lloyds came in a hurry to make the tackle, but 3 gets across and equalizes. We're tied at 6. Big extra point try here. That's an understatement. In a game this close, points are a premium. Ball's on the ground, and I think the quarterback picked it up, or at least got on it, but couldn't get across. And so the Jags hold, and we stay tied up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was an extra point errant snap that bit the Jags in the butt as well. Maybe that was just on the short distance on one of the goal line drives, but as we can see, snaps matter in football. The center quarterback exchange, perhaps one of the most important exchanges, if not the most important exchange that happens on the offensive side of the ball, given all the transfers of the football, be it a handoff, a pass, a pitch. That very first exchange from the center is as important as any of them. No tee for the Longhorns as they kick. They're looking for that squirrely squib kick. So he hits left side of the ball, and it's tough to get. Lloyds gets it, no problem. And they're gonna get the Longhorns for coming in with their head because he was already down, and that'll be a personal foul on the Longhorns. And so the Jags will get a 15-yard break and be in Longhorn territory on this one. Ketter comes in at quarterback. Lots of neon colors of cleats in that huddle. Malik starts the series at running back. Offensive line looking for a good push here. Good snap. Fake, bootleg. He's got a man wide open. He hits him. Number 17, take it to the house. Touchdown. Woo! How about that? First play of the second half on offense for the Jags is a touchdown strike from Jackson Ketter to 17. And the tie is broken. The Jags don't like to be in ties. And they wasted no time getting out of that one. Extra point try coming up, and it's another important one. Malik comes back in at running back. Handoff is to him. The ball hits the ground, and Ketter just collects it. And so no extra points have been scored here today.
That one wasn't a snap. That was the handoff.
That's awesome. So number 17 goes by the name Noah Albers, and he's on the stat sheet for the season with 6 points in his pocket. What a catch, what a pass, what execution to come back from the adversity the Jags just felt. Good play call as they hadn't run the bootleg all game long, and so the whole defense sucked in and followed the play action. Ketter was all alone, as was the flag route run by Albers. Wind blows the ball off the tee. Ketter resets. Kick is the right side, big bounce. Dillon barreling down, misses the tackle. 3, taking it down the sideline, and he gets by. Callum trying to track him down, and Callum dives but can't get him. And just like that, the Longhorns strike again. No flags on the play. The referee had it in his hand. Not sure why he pulled it from his pocket. And it looks like he gave number 3 a little high five there as he came by. Surely that's not what happened, but he's got a big grin on his face, so I think he did. We'll let the partiality go. And now the Longhorns have the turn again to break the tie. Can we say momentum shifting back and forth in this game? You might get dizzy if you're watching it. Timeout, offense, and they'll talk about this all-important extra point.
Grass ain't gonna hurt you. Grass calorie free. Yeah.
I feel the dirt in the grass. I'm like, nasty.
What the heck happened there? Gosh, dang it.
Hold him! Hold him! Hold him! Hold him!
Extra point try has number 13 for the Longhorns in the backfield. Handoff is to him, and he's wrapped up. Jakari not letting him in. Lloyd's also in on the tackle, and here comes the rest of them. The Jags wanted a forward progress whistle blown long before it was, but the referee shakes his head and says, nope, I'm going to let them drag the pile all they want to. Of course, that's the way it's worked for the Jags as well this game, so they're being consistent. 12-12, and we're in the fourth quarter.
Maybe 20? Maybe 20. We're over here, guys. Going that way.
Lined up to kick the squib kick. And the Jags adjust. Flag flies, ball's loose, and Jakari recovers it. And it's offsides on the receiving team, so they must have been in front of the 15-yard mark. It's a little tough because there's no line on the field besides the hash boundaries.
On us?
And the Longhorns will decline it, and the Jags will just take it right where they...
We were offsides?
We were lined up in front of the 15-yard mark. See these hashes right here on the boundaries? We got to be behind them. It'd be nice if they dash them or something because it's hard to see out there.
Yeah.
Longhorn defense doing a bit of chanting, trying to keep the momentum up and the psyche high. Jags break the huddle. And the way the scoring has gone today, would do fine to chew a lot of clock and just let this drive end in a score. Guerrero lines up at running back. Preston, low snap, and they just got to go to the ground on it to get it. Second and about 18, 19. spots the 29-yard line for the Jags. Preston stays at quarterback, and Guerrero stays at the running back spot. Handoff left side, Guerrero, low shoulder, and he's got a little room. There he goes. 3 slings him down as he crosses midfield and picks up quite a bit of yardage, about 4 shy of the first down. And Jakari comes in the ball game and gives Guerrero, who's a little woozy after that tackle, a chance to recover a bit. Flags fly, and we've got another unsportsmanlike call on the offense, and it looks like it's going to be on the sideline. And Guerrero is getting a little mouthy with the referee, and that's probably where this is stemming from. So we need the coaches to make sure and not do anything out of the ordinary, because this game is for the boys, and they're in a tight one, and we need every advantage we can get. Got to let cooler heads prevail here. And the boys out there on the field waiting for the grown-ups to get some explanations and get some collection here. The fact the clock is running is actually probably an advantage for the Jags. This might be a bit of strategy. I don't know if this is like in soccer where they'll put extra time back on the clock, but you would think the Longhorn coaches would be upset with the fact the clock is running and they don't have the ball. So this is the second unsportsmanlike call on the sideline for the Jags of the afternoon.
Finally stopped the clock.
Saw that. Clock stopped at 4:37 in the ball game. Tied up 12-12. Frank Calabrese, who is the commissioner out here, tell him to play ball, but the penalty's gonna stand. Clock is winding, and the action's gonna resume.
Let's go, boys! Let the boys play!
Jakari could change things in a hurry here with a long run to the end zone. 3rd down. And see if Preston hands to him. He's going to give it to Jakari. Jakari hits the boundary on the right side, and there he goes. And he's gone. Touchdown. And the Jags come alive with 4:20 to go in the game and break the tie. No flags on this one. 18-12, and we'll see if we can convert on the extra point.
Way to go, Jags!
Where's the Longhorn team?
New Braunfels, it's the Bears. Same Bears team that we play every fall. They just changed the name for 6-man, I think. So extra point has Callum Ball in the backfield. Preston the quarterback. And it's a handoff to Ball. And he bounces in. I think he got it. No, he didn't. He said he was just shy. He pinballed around there. And he tried the left side, got hit, and fell what I thought was a cross, but they said no. And it looks like Loitz is down a little slow to get up, but does get up on his own strength, it looks like. So the score will stay 18-12, just a 6-point spread. 3:35 is certainly enough time for the Longhorn offense to do something. But that Jag defense all season long has been awful stiff. And so you got to feel good about their chances to hold here.
Do you know which coach it got called on? You don't know?
But Dylan Guerrero's dad, Greg, out there shaking hands with the referee, perhaps making a bit of an amends, which is certainly what you want to see. Character building is actually the most important part of today's event. These boys are learning from their role models, so anytime you maybe overstep and can come back and say sorry is the lesson of a lifetime. So good on you, Mr. Guerrero. I like what I'm seeing. Ketter, left side this time. Ball is live, and Jakari comes out of bounds and touches it, so I don't think he would have been legal to grab it. Doesn't get it anyway, and then he grabs a hand, or perhaps his midsection, but he's obviously in a little bit of pain there. It'll be a Longhorn football. And his dad picks him up by the collar. Like a pup. Sometimes dads know their boys better than the rest of us. 2:32 in the game, 18-12 advantage Jags. And they'll see if they can hold here. The clock will start right now. And then we'll run 30 seconds down to the 2-minute spot. And then they'll do a 2-minute warning. Longhorns should get a playoff here. Salazar comes in at the safety spot. And that ball's on the ground. And I'm not sure who got it. It's a Jag football. And the defense comes up big. I told you they would. That's 0-0. Guerrero finding the football on the ground. It looked like it was underneath of the butt of one of the Longhorn players, but he couldn't get his hands on it to collect possession. And somehow Guerrero scoops it and gets it. And that's the 2-minute warning. The clock will stop and start on the snap of the football for the Jags. They've got it on the 25-yard line going in. Double zero, Guerrero, your deep man, it looks like, behind number 11, Jackson Ketter, in at quarterback. And we've got movement on Salazar. He was shifting his feet still as Guerrero bulls his way, just keeping possession of that ball. Most of these tackles today have been group efforts, not a lot of solo tackles, which has led to ball carriers being stood up. How about that? So I saw a little movement by Salazar shuttling his feet, but the call was on the defense. So we'll take the advantage, and the Jags will decline it and take the yardage. I guess it looks like it was only a 5-yard pickup, so you'd think that they would accept it and play first down again. But it looks like they declined it, and they'll do second down and 10. So I'll just trust that there's something I'm not seeing there on that deal. Lloyd's your running back now. And Guerrero shifts to the right side wing back spot. Good snap. Ketter hands to Lloyd's right side, bounces to the outside, and he's wrapped up just as he gets across the 20, maybe a pickup of a half a yard. $1:20 to go, and the clock stops with a timeout. I saw him hold his hand or something.
Put his hand, everything was stomach.
Really? They all go like this, and so it looks like it's their appendage or something. Timeout is over as the whistles blow, and he's about to start the play clock, and there it starts. Washington back in the game. Glad to see he's feeling up to the call. Ketter stays at quarterback. Third down. Washington left side up the middle and falls forward for some chunk yardage, maybe 3 or 4. It'll be fourth down and manageable, shy of about 5. Wind stays strong, which is a bit of a break from the heat. Fourth down, Jakari, the running back. Strength the left side, ball in the middle of the field. Ketter goes on 2, opens up the left side, and he's met by the defensive end, number 16, who makes probably the best tackle I've seen today, and then a flag comes in late. This may be an unsportsmanlike, it's a personal foul. And it's going to be on Jakari. And he pushed off of the defensive player as he got up, I think, is what the call is going to be. And so if they accept this, then we'll get 4th down again, except now they're moving the chains. So perhaps the ball goes over and the 15 is added on. And so it'll be a spot of about the 35-yard line. And the Longhorns will take over. On downs with 45 seconds to go. Score still 18-12. Jags still up, but they got a hold here. Ketter in at safety. Deep snap. 5 wants to pass it, throws up a prayer, and it's caught. Lloyd's in coverage. Number 3 catches it, and he picks up about 6 or 7 on the play. Clock is running, 36 seconds. Number 13, the deep man, and when I say deep, I mean deep. He's lined up almost 12 yards behind the ball. 3's gonna release again. This time, 13's gonna try to throw it. Love can't quite get him. There's a flag on the play. Big tackle there coming across from Jakari. Dylan got his legs. It's gonna be an offensive hold. And so they'll replay the down, but the time you can't get back. 22 seconds on the clock. And the Longhorns will be back on closer to the 30-yard line. So 2nd down and 16 to go. Number 3 this time lines up as the deep man. Handoff is to him. It's a pitch, rather. He tries to go up the middle, dodges the first tackler, and a good tackle by Lloyd. Number 5's having him a heck of a day. Making some tackles, coming up feeling pumped. And he gets the feet of number 3, who now lines up in a slot position, and that's the ball game. It's over. 18-12, your final, and the Jags hold on to win it and keep the undefeated season alive. And they're your 6-man junior level champions of the 2022 spring season. Congratulations, Jags. You've given us a lot to celebrate, a lot to be glad about. In an emotional game that was tight, you came through and held on. Fantastic. We'll see you guys in the fall for 11-man and do it again.